Hello, good day everyone. Today we are going to explore how purchasing cycle can be applied in a real world scenario, specifically at one of the most iconic live events in the world, which is the Glastonbury Festival. So I'm Jonathan, and alongside me are Daniel, Prishan, Dulakshi, Nadil. Together we are acting as consultants for this festival, examining how they could effectively efficiently manage the procurement of a vital service, which is the portable toilets. So, now to give you a quick background, Glastonbury Festival is the largest screen-film music and performing arts festival in the world. So, it's held in Somerset in the UK and takes place over 5 days with over 210,000 ticket holders, plus crew, staff, and volunteers. This requires significant operational planning. According to Lessons and Farrington, procurement at such a scale involves careful coordination of needs, specifications, supply relationships, and contracts, and more. The sanitation is one of the most critical services, especially in a remote outdoor setting. So, without clean, accessible toilets, the entire experience could fall apart. So, that's why we have chosen to apply each stage of the purchasing cycle to the real um, life scenario, ensuring the right number and type of portable toilets are delivered, serviced, and managed effectively throughout the event.
Let's begin with the first stage of purchasing cycle, defining requirements. This stage sets the foundation. This step involves clearly identifying what is needed, when it's needed, and why it's needed. Without this clarity, procurement decision can be flawed from the start. At Glastonbury, the requirement is quite substantial. Without including staff and volunteers, over 210,000 people will attend the event. Based on health and safety guidances, even we estimate the Glastonbury requires around 5,500 portable toilets. This includes standard units, accessible toilets for people with disabilities, and urinal to reduce queue times. But it's not just about the numbers. These toilets must be durable, as they'll be exposed to weather and high foot traffic. They must also be easily cleanable, as each unit will need servicing 3 to 4 times a day. Finally, location matters the most. The site covers around 900 acres, so proper placement and accessibility are key. If people can't find a toilet quickly, or if cleaning staff can't access them easily, it becomes a logistical nightmare. According to License and Farrington, understanding these functional requirements upfront ensures that downstream activities like sourcing and contracting are based on clear, realistic expectations. Once requirements are defined, we move to the specification, another critical step. Specification is about translating those needs into technical and performance criteria. This reduces ambiguity and ensures all stakeholders, including suppliers, know exactly what's expected. So, for Glastonbury, what does that look like? Firstly, toilets should be eco friendly. This aligns with the festival's strong commitment to sustainability. Chemical free options are preferred where possible. Secondly, the units must comply with UK Health and Safety Executive standards, particularly regarding hygiene, accessibility, and safety. This isn't just a best practice, it's a legal requirement. From a functional point of view, units must have proper ventilation, secure locks, and privacy. These might seem like small details, but they directly affect user experience. On the financial side, each unit is expected to cost between 300 and 500 pounds, depending on the features. It's important to factor in not just rental or purchase price, but also servicing, transportation, and disposal. According to Lyson and Farrington, a clear specification doesn't just help with supplier selection, it also becomes the basis for contracts and quality checks later in the cycle.
Make or buy. Once we know what we need and what it should look like, the next step is to decide whether to make or buy. This is a strategic decision according to Bailey et al. 2022. Organizations must evaluate whether to handle the service initially or outsource it an external supplier. The decision depends on factors like cost, capacity, control, and expertise. For Glastonbury, the answer is simple: buy. The festival have no any in-house capability to manufacture, deliver, clean, and dispose of thousands of portable toilets. Creating that infrastructure from scratch would be expensive, risky, and time-consuming. Outsourcing is the most logical choice. Vendors that specialize in large events already have an equipment, trained personnel, and logistics in place. Moreover, outsourcing allows Glastonbury to focus on its core competencies, curating music and managing the event, rather than sanitation. As License and Farrington 2020 highlight, outsourcing also improves flexibility and cost predictability, especially when the service is non-core but essential. Exactly the case here. Source specification and source selection. Now that we confirm that Glastonbury should outsource, the next step is to decide how to source, especially which suppliers to select and how many to work with. We begin by looking at sourcing strategies. There are three common approaches. Single sourcing means choosing one supplier is simple to manage and can reduce costs, but it's highly risky. If that supplier fails, the entire service fails. Dual sourcing gives you a backup, which reduces some risk but can complicate coordination. Multiple sourcing, which we recommend for Glastonbury, offers the most reliability. It allows different suppliers to cover different zones or tasks, and it greatly reduces the chance of a complete breakdown. Now, this hand this over to Charlie to talk about the radar chart.
All right. So in the chart over here on the top left, it compares each strategy based on five key criteria, which are the risk, cost, supply continuity, flexibility, and administrative complexity. So if you look closely, you'll see that single sourcing scores well in cost and admin simplicity, but it's weak on risk and continuity. So dual sourcing improves those areas slightly, but multiple sourcing clearly performs the strongest overall. So especially in supply continuity and flexibility. So which are absolutely vital for managing 5,500 toilets across a large and dynamic site. So while multiple sourcing does add to the admin workload, the increased resilience and coverage it provides make it well worth the effort. So once we choose the strategy, we then issue an invitation to tender, which is the ITT. This process encourages competition and gives the procurement team access to a range of qualified bids. So all potential suppliers must meet ISO 9001 for quality assurance and ISO 1401 for environmental performance. So we have shortlisted the vendors who are the site equip, Andalusia, Somerset, and etc. So using a weighted criteria matrix, Glastonbury can evaluate each vendor based on price, reliability, green credentials, and compliance. So this makes the selection process objective and aligned with the festival's sustainability goals.
Okay, after we choose the suppliers, the next step is making a formal agreement. This is called the contracting phase. Bailey and his team in 2022 explained that a good contract product protects both sides and clearly explain what's expected. This helps to avoid confusion and build trust. For Glastonbury, we suggest using a fixed price contract. This makes cost easier to manage, especially for a short 5-day event. We also recommend a service level agreement or SLA, which would set rules for things like how often the toilets are cleaned, how quickly suppliers respond, and hygiene standards. The contract should also have penalty clause. For example, toilets are not clean enough, uh, delivered later, the supplier would face a fine. On the opposite side, we suggest rewards for great service like faster response times or meeting zero waste goals. This motivates suppliers to do their best. Finally, we recommend adding a renewal clause. If a supplier does a good job, Glastonbury can offer them a contract for future festivals. This saves time and helps build stronger partnerships, as stated by Harrison's team in 2019. This stage helps Glastonbury stay in control while staying flexible. The next step is receipt and payment. This is when the toilets are delivered, checked, and then paid for it. Because the Glastonbury site is big and rough, deliveries should happen in scheduled stages. Uh, this is to avoid traffic jams and make sure everything runs smoothly. All toilet all toilets must be fully set up and ready before people arrive. After delivery, the quality control team checks each unit using a checklist. Are they clean, easy to access? Do they match what was promised? If everything is okay, we move on to payment. We suggest dividing the payment into two parts. 50% before the event to confirm the booking and 50% after the event. Once the supplier has done a good job, this method, as License and Ferriton say, helps keep suppliers responsible while still being fair. Also, as Bailey and his team point out, using digital invoices make everything quick and easy by cutting down on paperwork.
Now let's talk about contract management, one of the most active phases of the purchasing cycle. According to Slack 2024, contract management involves monitoring suppliers in real time to ensure they meet the term of the agreement. For Glastonbury, this means daily checks on whether cleaning schedules are followed, units are restocked, and no health hazards are emerging. We suggest tracking performance using key metrics such as cost control, on time servicing, and customer satisfaction and sustainability certifications. Glastonbury's procurement team should hold daily check ins with supplier reps to address problems proactively. If any complaints arise, they need to be handled with hours, not days. The goal here isn't just compliance, it's also about building trust and communication between the festival and its service providers. If done right, contract management will keep the sanitation process smooth even under extreme conditions. Decommission and disposal. After the festival ends, we move into the decommissioning and disposal, the cleanup phase. Vendors must remove all portable toilets within 48 hours to avoid health issues and environmental damage. According to Harrison and others, sustainable events should include waste disposable processes that meet environmental standards. For Glastonbury, this means all waste should be safely collected, transported, and disposed of through licensed providers. Vendors should also deep clean the units before returning them to storage or future use. During this phase, Glastonbury's Team should gather feedback and conduct a final quality check. Did the vendor stick timelines? Were there any public complaints? This information will feed directly into the next phase, capturing knowledge and improving future decisions. Decommissioning isn't just about cleaning up, it's about wrapping up the relationship with suppliers responsibly and leaving the site in good condition.
Right, so and now we have come to the final stage in the purchasing cycle, which is the knowledge and experience. This stage is often overlooked, but according to Bailey, it's where long-term improvements happen. So after the festival, Glastonbury's procurement team should conduct a review session with vendors so that they can look performance metrics, unexpected challenges, and use of feedback. So, for example, like were there any bottlenecks in cleaning during peak hours, or did one supplier outperform the others, like that? So all this data can be captured in a vendor's scorecard. So this scorecard helps inform decisions for the next year, uh, whether that's renewing a supplier's contract or adjusting delivery schedules. So Crocker and others highlight that when organizations take time to reflect and share insights after a contract, it actually strengthens relationships with suppliers and improves the efficiency of the entire purchasing cycle over time. And that so brings us to the end of our procurement journey. And so to wrap up, what we have shown today is that applying the purchasing cycle to Glastonbury's portable toilet procurement is not just a theoretical exercise. It's a practical roadmap for managing one of the most essential and often underappreciated parts of a large event. So from identifying needs and choosing the right vendors to managing contracts and learning from experience, each stage of the cycle um, plays a key role in delivering success. And ultimately, it's about creating a safe, clean, and enjoyable experience for the 210,000 plus people who attend this. So thank you for your time. We hope this gave you a new appreciation for what happens behind the scenes of a world-class event. Thank you.